Our next guest, wait for it, he won a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He recently made headlines when he said he's suffering from the lingering health problems of playing football. And if he could do it again, he might choose baseball instead. Welcome to Varney & Company, Antwaan Randle L. It's a pleasure to have you with us, sir. Good stuff.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Now, I've got a technical question, first of all. I know that you're a wide receiver. Now, I don't know much about football, but I can't understand how a wide receiver could throw a touchdown pass in a Super Bowl. What happened?
Well, it is a blessing, first of all, for it even happened. I mean, being a quarterback all my life and having an opportunity to actually throw the pass throughout my NFL career, but to do it on the stage in the Super Bowl off the reverse was certainly great, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
It was a trick play, wasn't it? That's what it was.
Well, the trick play, but it was really part of our offense, just what we did.
Okay. I'm backing right off. I'm backing right off on that one. Now, you got some lingering problems, health problems, from playing football through your years. And you recently said that if you've got to do it again, you'd have played baseball. You standing by that?
Yeah, I'm standing by that. I mean, and again, I don't regret playing the game in any way, but if I had an opportunity to go back and do it again, I think I would have chose the less violent sport, if you will, in terms of playing baseball. And at that time, I just couldn't make the decision on my own because I was 17 at the time, and obviously I needed the best guidance I needed from my parents. And my parents, you know, hey, they say, look, it's best for you to go to school and get your degree, and that's what I did, and everything turned out well. But if it was my choice, hey, I think I probably would have chose a little different path if I could have. I'm
interested that you're an administrator at, let me plug your IFB. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
IFB, you can't live without them in this business.
Not at all.
Now, you're an administrator at the Virginia Academy, which I believe has cut its football program. Yeah. Did you have something to do with that?
Well, I didn't have a whole lot to do with them cutting the program. I mean, there was a couple of issues that had to go along with that. Resources was one, and then obviously we were down to like 16 players at one point and trying to go out and try to play a football game, and we were going actually to the varsity schedule that year, and it would have been real tough. So the heads of the school made the decision to cut the program, and here we are now going into our third year with just basketball, soccer, and volleyball. But that was a part of really an issue that we just didn't have enough to really continue on that path in terms of playing a game of football.
We're seeing a lot of this around the country. Parents reluctant to have their sons play football. You share that reluctance?
Well, I think there's a couple of things you have to look at. I mean, you get a lot of parents taking their kids out of football and putting them in flag football, if you will. I have a one-year-old son now. I'm not going to push him into football. I'm not going to force him or even put a football in his hand. I mean, I'm going to start off with the soccer ball. I'm going to tie his right arm behind his back and let him be a left-handed throwing baseball player, if you will. But it's not going to be a focus on this idea of, you know, let me just go out in the back and start playing tackle football. You get a lot of parents who not even let their kids play football, and if they do, they don't allow them to play until like 13 and 14, which is not a bad idea. One of my great buddies, Napoleon Harris, who was drafted by the Oakland Raiders when we came out in 2002, he himself didn't play, you know, high school ball until he was in high school football until he was in high school. And you got a lot of different guys who are in the NFL now who took that same route. So that's a route you could take as well.
I can't let you go in Super Bowl week without a Super Bowl prediction. And I mean, everybody asks you this. It's like people asking me for a stock market prediction. So who wins the Super Bowl?
I got to go with Carolina. I mean, obviously, Denver's playing well, and I just think when it comes to Carolina and the defense and what they've showed in the playoffs thus far, and nobody's been able to stop Cam all year in that offense. So I think I got to go with them from that perspective. I got buddies who play on Denver, Emmanuel Sanders, who I played with in 2010. But at this point, I see that defense of Carolina really taking over the game. At the end of the day, it's going to be a defensive battle because you got two great defenses, but I think Carolina pulls it out.
I haven't a clue what you're talking about, but, you know, you made a lot of sense to most of our viewers. That's fact. Randle, Antwaan Randle L. Great stuff. Thank you very much for being with us. We wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Sure thing.